This is a training video for Sloan State Bank on their website, and we're going to look at two different windows here. First, the sloanstatebank.com, the front of the site, and then we'll work a lot on the back side of the site here. And so to get to the back side of the site, you'll go to sloanstatebank.com/wp-admin, and then put in your username and password that's provided on your red sheet. When you do that, you'll be taken into the back side of the website where you'll see the WordPress components. The dashboard won't have a whole lot on there that you need to see at this point, but mostly we'll be working with the tools in this left-hand column. So we're going to start out with just some basic editing. For instance, like if we wanted to edit the About Us page, and I'll click on that here so you can see the text. Just a basic page with some content. We're going to go over here to the dashboard and to pages. And then you can sort these by title or date or however you want to. I'll sort by title and click on About Us. And in this window you'll see the text of the website. You'll see the title of the page. And it's pretty basic. There are a lot of other tools in here that you probably won't need. But then the image at the top of the page that you can see right here, that's the featured image. It's down in this lower right hand corner. You could remove that and set a new image if you wanted to. And when you click on set a new image, it will take you to the image library. There is one library for the entire site, so all images are in this library, and you can choose from anything that we already have in here or upload new images by clicking up here in the left-hand tab and then select files to be able to upload them from your computer. This text is easily editable. You can click, change, do anything that you need to here and make quick edits like you would in Word. There are tools here that you'll probably recognize too, to left align, center, right align, bold, italics, all those sort of things. Also, there are some headings settings here that are preset for the website. So heading 1 is the largest heading in the whole website. It would be the headline, and you won't use that real often. That's usually mostly on the home page. But then, for instance, here we have this as a heading 2. It's more like a subhead, and then they get smaller and smaller all the way down. Most of the time you're going to choose either heading 1, 2, 3, somewhere in that range. And then the other one that you'll use regularly is paragraph. All normal text on the site would be considered paragraph text. So that's a basic setting for text. So anytime you make a change to the text or to the images, you'll want to make sure to hit the update button in the right hand side of the screen. That will save it and publish it to the site. If you wanted to add an image in the middle of the page, you could insert your cursor where you wanted that and hit Add Media. This could also be a PDF, not just an image, if you wanted to add a PDF into the page. And you could select your image, insert that in, even choose like maybe a left alignment so the text runs around the image. And then there are a number of other tools up here. One I always like to point out is the toolbar toggle. If you don't see all of these buttons, make sure you click this because it opens and closes a portion of the toolbar, so be sure to do that. The other thing that you might end up wanting to do is create a button that leads to something else, to another page, to a PDF, something along those lines. In that case, you would type in the text that you want, and you could certainly link that text to another page, and this little window that pops up here will allow you to type in a URL or another location on the site. For instance, if you click there on the gear, you'll get all of the pages within the site if you wanted to link over to something else, or it could be an outside page. So you could add a link in that way. Let's say I'm just going to link to interest rates. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this text because it's doubled my text now. And then I could turn this into a button by going up here to Formats and Button. Now, while you won't see this on the back side of the page, you won't see the difference there. You will see it on the front side of the page. So if I go to Update, and then I'm going to hit Preview so I can see the current version of this page, you will see that there is now an interest rates button that has been added to the page. Now you can see this also looks a little odd up here because I've deleted the graphics. So let's go back in, add that featured image back into the top of the page. I can remember which one it was. We'll add this one back in there, set featured image, update, and preview. There we go. Now the page is fixed and it has an extra button. I'm going to go ahead and delete that off since that's not a real button for this page, and be sure to update to save that change. Pretty much all pages are the same as far as the text and editing goes, and the tools, they'll all show up the same. There are some other tools down here that you probably won't be needing. If you want to add some SEO value to your site, you can fill this out. This tool kind of helps you through SEO and allows you some areas to put in key phrases, gives you an analysis of the text on the page, so you can feel free to fill that out on your own. The only page that's a little bit different on this site is the interest rates page. And so if I go to interest rates here, you can see there's a little bit of code stuck in here for the table ID 1. And so on the front page, let's see, remember where this is? Interest rates. There is a table that holds all of these rates, and tables are handled a little bit differently in WordPress. It's a little more complex. So I'm going to go over here to the left-hand side. We're looking for table ID 1, and that is interest rates. Here it is, ID 1, and it's labeled here interest rates. So if I want to change the interest rates, I have to actually open Table Press and open that table. And then you can see kind of the back side of this table with the different columns and rows. It's pretty easy from there to just click, edit the information, and hit Save Changes. When you save those changes, they will be automatically saved to your page. The other thing we'll want to talk about is the home page. The home page is edited a little differently since it doesn't follow the same format that all the rest of the pages do. The home page has a large graphic at the top, and then some text here in the middle, and a couple of tools at the bottom, the footer, as well as these graphical tools at the bottom. So to get to that, it's in a different location. You'll want to go to Appearance and Customize. And from there you can see the front side of the site. And if I want to edit the content in some of these tools, they are in a couple of different places. So because some of these are pretty complex tools. For instance, if I want to edit these widgets at the bottom, I'll click here on Widgets, and there are several widgets within the site. These particular ones are the home, and it's at the bottom of the page. So you can see here there are 4. There's the Learning Center, and so I could change the image and I could change the title just by clicking there, clicking this button to change out the image, and then clicking the link to Learning Center. And I could set that to a brand new page and image. And it works the same on all of these. You'll see all 4 of them have a title, a picture, and a link. So those are changed there. You could also edit the Revolution slider. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. The account access, I really wouldn't touch that. There's code there that's running the account access that should not be touched. Nothing more that we really need to edit on that account access. But the visual editor is this blue bar in the middle of the page, and so it's easy to just change out that text and make sure that when you're done you go ahead and hit Publish up here at the top so that that is saved when you're done. The other thing you might want to edit is the navigation. If you want to reorder or add a new page, you can click here on this pencil. It'll take you to the navigation. The navigation works with these indents. So everything that is at the far left are the items in the navigation: home, about us, consumer, agriculture, commercial, and so forth. Then you'll see a single indent underneath About Us. Those are the 3 pages that fall under the About Us tab, and so forth under Consumer and Agricultural. There are a variety of sub-pages within that. Those can literally be drag and dropped to another location if you want, or bumped out or in, however you need to. If you have a new page, if you hit Add Items right here, your pages are all in this list. So if you had made a new page, it would show up in this list, most likely at the top. You can also put in, there are other things you can add, posts and things that you can add to that navigation, or more likely probably what you do would be a custom link that maybe would link out somewhere else, where you could just put in that URL and what you want the link to say. And again, make sure you hit publish at the top to save those changes. If you wanted to change the footer, whoops, that was a little too fast. If you wanted to change the footer at the bottom, that's back in widgets again. And there's footer 1 and 2. You can see there are images there for the App Store and Google Play, and links that go along with those, and as well as visual editors, which essentially just means a box with text. And so there's the contact information that you can edit for the footers on the home page. And then all of the pages then include some of that information in headers and footers. All right, so we'll close out of that. The last tool I want to show you is the Revolution slider. Revolution slider is what runs this big graphic on the home page. And so that's a tool in and of itself because it's a pretty complex tool. It can do a lot more than just slide graphics through. That's what it's doing right now. But we'll go here to Revolution slider. And you'll see there's only one slider in the site. It's the home page slider. So we'll click on this. And there are 4 slides in the slider currently. And so you could add a new slide by clicking here. And when you add a slide, to put a graphic in it, you'll want to choose a main or background image and click on Media Library. Once again, it takes you back to your main media library where you could choose an image or upload an image. And it will show you, if you have to scroll down a little bit, it'll show you that you have now uploaded a new image. You can add a layer with text and type in any text that you want. Drag that layer around, position it as needed. Certainly you could change the size of that. It's a little small right now. And change the font weight, all different things. Change the color of the text. You might want to add another image if you wanted to drop in a logo or a graphic over the top of that. But all of those can be added as separate layers. And then when you have that built exactly like you want, and right now that new slide will be the 5th one to play, then you can hit the Save Slide button, the green Save Slide button. There are a variety of things you can do with this. Apply some animated effects, bring the text in at different timing down here with different animated features to it, lots and lots of options. Feel free to play around in there or look up Revolution Slider on YouTube. There are lots of training videos for it if you want to get that deep into it. I'm going to leave this without making any changes. That's most of the tools in this site. We will hit Teams here. Let me grab that one real quick too. There is a Teams tool. It is not currently being used, but if you ever want to add your staff to your website, that could be added through the Teams tool. And feel free to talk to us more about that if you want. And then also there's a locations tool here. If we go to the last page, this is the locations on this page, which has phone number, address, and hours. That's all managed through the locations tool. These can also have photographs. They don't currently, but there is a spot for those photographs. So you could certainly add an image here along with the information that's listed. And you can see there are specific boxes. There's a box for the address. There's a box for the hours, lobby hours, drive-up hours. And so all that information gets changed there. And of course, when you're done, make sure to hit the update button. If you have any other questions, feel free to call Firehouse Design at 573-893-6937. Thank you.